Hey everybody, it's Cam. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we are going to talk about electric vehicles and charging stocks today. You know, the stock market here, top left futures, basically closed at all-time high for the S&P 500. SPY closed right above 400. SPX closed at 4,019. So market's at new all-time highs for S&P 500. Off Biden's infrastructure bill, and the EVs and charging industries got a bump from it as well. So first we'll start out with Chargepoint, so CHPT. You'll see here on the daily chart, you know, we've been in the downtrend just like electric vehicles the last couple of weeks. You know, as tech's kind of been selling off, and then this week moved up Monday from Friday's close, gapped up into Tuesday, gapped up once again, got above the 50 fib and the 50 EMA here on the daily, sold off in the morning, but buyers came in and pushed us back up. You see here volume very high again today, not quite as high as yesterday, you know, 18.3 yesterday, 17.2, but a lot of buying volume. And you'll see just where we're at on the right, a lot of buyers here around the $28 level, and another area of higher volume aggregation here around 30. So close at 29.84, up 11.75 today. We'll go here and jump to the 5-minute. See, we just, you know, last couple days has been up on a tear using that 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart as support. Got some choppiness here right off the open. You know, tried to break through pre-market highs, couldn't do it. Sellers smack us down. Start riding the EMAs down throughout the day. Get a big drop here about 8 o'clock. Buyers come in, protect, you know, 27.5 area, pushes back up the moving averages, start consolidating, get pretty tight, put in some higher lows, so you have this basically a wedge formation forming, and then we get the breakout going into power hour, pull back into 22, and then we take off the last 30 minutes of the day, you know, push up into 30, sellers pushes under 30 into the close, but pretty strong move today for Chargepoint. I think the electric vehicles overall, say Tesla and XPEV and NIO, you know, still have, they ran into their resistance today, weren't able to break through, but Chargepoint here definitely, you know, crossing its 50 EMA on the daily is looking more bullish going forward. You know, we might get a pullback the rest of the week as people take profit, but going forward, especially with the infrastructure bill plan, I haven't got into the nitty-gritty about what's happening with all these charging stations, but definitely good news ahead for, you know, the alternative fuel EV marketplace and the infrastructure that surrounds them going forward. Then we'll hop over to BLNK, so competitor to Chargepoint, not as strong as today, right? So strong pre-market, basically got a sell-off in the morning, got one test to push higher here midday, basically can't break through the 43.5 area. I'm sorry, going a little slow right now computer-wise, but you know, sellers come in around 43.5, knock us down, and then we get a big sell-off into the close, got a bounce. You know, about the time when Chargepoint was finding support, pushed up higher, but we couldn't cross over the moving averages, right? So we got the the 200 flat right here, 22 crossing it down, a 9, basically what it hugged. The 9 was acting up overhead resistance, and we closed basically break even today, up 15 cents, 0.4%. But let's go check out the daily chart for, you know, moves going forward. You see, we did get a big gap up, so we did have like back-to-back days with kicker signals. So that's pretty, you know, reasonable for investors to take profit. And we also see right where we opened up when we pushed into that $45 area pre-market, we did run into overhead resistance in terms of volume. So we had a lot of volume based around that $45 mark. So we'll see if we can crawl back into these moving averages here, right? So we are uptrending on the moving averages, 50, 22, and the 9 is about to cross 22. So we can look to see if we can sell into those and buyers use those areas as buying support going forward. Let's go to QuantumScape. So QS up 10% on the day, basically gapped up, and then profit taking occurred, and we close just above the 9, using the 9 as buying support. You know, pretty significant gap up here. You know, closed yesterday at 44.75, opened today at 52. So that's, you know, almost a 20% gap. Profit taking there is going to occur. And you see here just that by the increased volume and a lot of selling volume, so people were taking profits. And if we zoom out, you see here we are just sitting in this huge consolidation band, essentially from 70 down to 40. And so really today we just poked back into the middle of that area, not even necessarily up to this point of control that Thinkorswim uses for their volume metric, but we have a lot of volume to go. So if we can make a move higher, we're gonna need that volume to come back in, which could be happening with the strength in the other stocks. And then from here, we'll just go to the EV companies themselves. So first off, Tesla. So Tesla on the daily. I mentioned in my previous EV videos I've done on weekends that I think 700 is kind of that bull bear point for Tesla. Right? If we want to get real bullish on Tesla, we need to break that $700 area, and we couldn't do that today. Only got up to 692, which is right at this 50-day EMA. Sellers came in, pushed this thing down. See just here by looking at the volume for the day, basically an average amount of volume for the last 3 weeks, but a lot of that volume was selling, right? Basically the whole candle here, according to mixed volume, was selling. So pretty big sell-off most of the day. Ended up red on the day, almost 1%. Instead of being up almost 4%, 5%, which would have been a big day for Tesla, which I mentioned in the pre-market video. S&P's up a lot because Tesla's up a lot, but obviously it didn't have an effect at the end of the day when the S&P's up over 1% and Tesla's down. So strength, but you had other strength across tech, across the board. S&P basically market wide, and it's not very much red over here on the watch list. But if we go into the 5-minute chart, right, you see basically here go test 690s early, and then we just fade all day, right? Get the moving average crossover about 7:45, hour into the day. They never cross back over the rest of the day, except we get one test here coming into the 200. Well, first we use the 200 as support twice, maybe call this 3 times here for 10 minutes, and then we sell through it, and then once you go through, it acts as resistance on the way down, and then moving averages don't cross over again. So pretty big selling day in terms of Tesla. And then we'll go look at NIO and XPEV, and they had pretty similar charts price action wise. So NIO, it's had pretty strong strength this last week. From a low in 34, it's been sitting consolidating in the 30s, and we get that breakout Tuesday. Pushing it back up to 38s, or try to push 38s, stay in the 37s. Pre-market move up above 30, up through the 38s up to 39, pull back into 37s, and then win significant gap up overnight last night, right? So yesterday closed basically at 39, open at 42, so basically close to 10% move. Profit taking occurs, right? So we go out to the daily, you'll see in the low 40s we do have resistance in terms of volume and exponential moving averages here, the 22, basically what we ran into right at the open, sitting at 41.6, and above, basically, well, at 41 up to 42, you're getting to a lot more volume, especially from the previous moves back in November. And so sellers are protecting that level and sending us back down. But we are closing above the 9 EMA, and also we did not, see if we got close to, no, so we did not even touch the high from yesterday's candle. So that is a good metric too, like the buyers protected the high from yesterday. So look to see if buyers will support this level after market and in going into tomorrow. A little bit increase in volume today, but a lot of selling pressure. And then XPEV, which I talked about earlier in this week, for a short, in this downtrend. So Friday we had this inside bar, Monday poked below, but then buyers came in really strong, protected this 23.6 fib. You got one test, sold down through it overnight. Buyers came in, pushed it back above, retest, holds, and then just taking off like a rocket the last 2 days. Incredibly green bar, all volume buying. Yesterday, sold off back down to the 200. Buyers pushed us back up, and then here get the gap up again, and then just like Tesla, NIO, the rest of the sector, basically sell off most of the day. A lot of selling candle right here, but you see we went from the 23.6 fib up to 38.2, which is something you like to see if you're a fib trader, right? So you move from one level to the next, and you expect that level above to act as resistance, and that's what happened. Sellers came in, protected that level, knocked it down, but you see here just on volume, we do have a good base of volume just below 36, so could see some more buying support if this thing does drop down into the low 36 to push this thing higher going into Friday trading. So that's what I got for you guys in this video. Hope you got something out of it. If you got something for me, please let me know in the comments where you think these EVs markets are going. Do you think that the next EV rally is just starting? I think that's a possibility. So let's have a conversation in the comments. As always, thank you guys for watching the videos. We'll see you in the next one.